Hi everybody, so today we're going to talk about Objective 1.7. Objective 1.7 is about the average rate of change, but it's in a real world context. We're going to be solving problems that have to do with something that happens in the real world, alright? So a review from 1.6, this is our slope formula, or our average rate of change. Okay, remember that another way to write our slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So let's take a look at some examples. We're going to jump right on in today. Okay. So exercise 1. Francis is selling glasses of lemonade. The function g of t equals t squared plus 4 over 2 models the number of glasses she has sold, g, after t hours. What is the average rate at which she is selling lemonade between t equals 2 and t equals 6? Average rate. So again, that means average rate of change. And we want to find the average rate that she's selling lemonade between 2 hours and 6 hours after she's selling. All right? So the first thing we have to do, let's take a look at our formula up here. F of B minus F of A over B minus A. So the first thing we have to do is we have to find G of 2. Okay? So to find G of 2, remember we're just going to take our 2 and we're going to plug it in for T. All right? So G of 2 is going to equal 2 squared plus 4 over 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, and 8 over 2 gives me 4. Okay? Next thing, we have to find g of 6. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to plug in 6 to my function. 6 squared plus 4 over 2. Right? 6 squared is 36. 36 plus 4 gives me 40. And 40 over 2 gives me 20. Okay, now why the heck do we care about what g of 2 and g of 6 is? Well, let's take a look at our formula here. Okay? I'm sorry, not this formula. Let's take a look at our slope formula again right here. All right? We always need to find the value at our function at both of our endpoints. All right? Our endpoints are 2 and 6. Okay? So we have to find the value of our function, our output, at those given inputs. Now to find our slope, or our average rate, which we're going to denote as m again, okay, our slope formula is going to be g of 6 minus g of 2 all over 6 minus 2. Okay, that's again right off of this formula right here. Okay, so g of 6 we said was 20. G of 2 we said was 4. And 6 minus 2 is just 4. Okay, so now we have 16 over 4. Okay, but it says to include proper units. Okay, so when we're doing the average rate of change in a real world problem, all right, our top, or our inputs right here, these g's, these means number of glasses. Okay, our output from this function tells us how many glasses we're selling after a certain number of hours. So our top is going to be 16 glasses over 4 hours. So when we divide 16 by 4, we're going to get that Francis is selling 4 glasses of lemonade per hour. All right? Our units are going to be the exact order that we're dividing in. Okay, numerator over our denominator. Okay, so our final answer is 4 glasses per hour. Okay, so Francis is selling 4 glasses an hour. Okay, number 2. The following table shows the number of points the Arlington girls team scored in their last basketball game, where t is the time passed in minutes and f of t is the total number of points scored after t minutes. What is the average rate they were shooting in the first half of the game? All right, so our game was 32 minutes long, so halfway is at 16 minutes. Okay, so we need to find the average rate between t equals 0 and t equals 16. That's halfway between 16 is halfway between our game, or the halfway point in our game. Okay, so we're going to use our same formula. F of 16 minus f of 0 over 16 minus 0. Okay? Again, our slope formula, f of b minus f of a over b minus a. On the bottom, we just have our inputs, okay? 16 minus 0. On the top, we have our outputs. Now, f of 16 is going to be 48. Okay, so we have 48 minus f of 0 gives me 0. And on the bottom, we just have 16 minus 0. Okay, so this is just 48 divided by 16. They want us to give units in our answer. So on the top, that 48 means that we have 48 points. That means points, okay? Our outputs are points in this function. And our inputs is time, or minutes. Okay, you can see that right here, minutes, points. Okay, so our final answer is going to be 3 points per minute, meaning that on average, they're scoring 3 points a minute. Okay, now letter B, what was their average rate over the whole game? Okay, this is going to be very similar, except we have to just go from t equals 0 to t equals 32 here. Okay, so f of 32 minus f of 0 all over 32 minus 0. F of 32 is 64. F of 0 is 0. Alright, so we have 64 points all over the entire 32 minutes of our game. So our final answer is 2 points per minute. Alright, so now the last question says, given your answers above, which half of the game do you feel has a better rate of scoring? Now, I think from looking at these answers, the first half we have 3 points a minute, and the second half we have 2 points a minute. Okay, so our final answer, or the rate, or the half that we had more points scored, or maybe not more points scored, but at a better rate of scoring, was the first half. And the reason is because for the entire game, our rate went down. Okay, our average rate went down for the entire game, but for the first half, our rate was higher. Okay, so guys, that's average rate of change in context. Please, please, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you soon.